A Children's Organization Guide from Childwelfare.gov. Chapter 1. Childwelfare.gov/organizations 1. Child Welfare Information Gateway, lots of helpful info. Child Welfare Information Gateway. 1-800-394-3366. info@childwelfare.gov. Childwelfare.gov. Child Welfare Information Gateway. Children's Bureau/ACYF. 330 C Street, SW. Washington District of Columbia 20201. 800-394-3366. info@childwelfare.gov. Childwelfare.gov. Facebook. facebook.com/childwelfare. U.S. State Child Abuse Reporting Numbers and Websites. Alabama. dhr.alabama.gov/services/child_protective_neglect_reporting.aspx. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453, for assistance. Alaska. 800-478-4444. dhss.alaska.gov/ocs/pages/default.aspx. Arizona. 888, SOS Child. 888-767-2445. dcs.az.gov/report-child-abuse-or-neglect. Arkansas. 800-482-5964. humanservices.arkansas.gov/dcfs/pages/child-protective-services.aspx #child. California. cds.ca.gov/reporting/report-abuse/child-protective-services/report-child-abuse. 800-422-4453, for assistance. Colorado. 1-844-264-5437. co4kids.org/external link. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. Connecticut. 800-842-2288. TDD, 800-624-5518. ct.gov/dcf/cwp/view.asp?*2556$q=3143888. Delaware. 800-292-9582. kids.delaware.gov/services/crisis.html. District of Columbia. Local, toll, 202-671 SAFE, 202-671-7233. cfsa.dc.gov/service/report-child-abuse-and-neglect. Florida. 800-96 abuse. 800-962-2873. myflfamilies.com/service-programs/abuse-hotline external link. Georgia. dfcs.dhs.georgia.gov/child-abuse-neglect. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. Hawaii. Local, toll 808-832-5300. humanservices.hawaii.gov/ssd/home/child-welfare-services. Idaho. 800-926-2588. TDD, 208-332-7205. healthandwelfare.idaho.gov/children/abuse-neglect/child-protect-toncontact phone numbers/tabid/475/default.aspx. Illinois. 800-252-2873. Local, toll 217-524-2606. state.il.us/dcfs/child/index.html external link. Indiana. 800-800-5 5556. in.gov/dcs/2398.hdm. Iowa. 800-362-2178. dhs.iowa.gov/report-abuse-and-fraud. Kansas. 800-922-5330. dcf.ks.gov/pages/report-abuse-or-neglect.aspx. Kentucky. 877-597-2331. chfs.ky.gov/dcbs/dpp/childsafety.hdm. Louisiana. 855-452-5437. dss.louisiana.gov/index.cfm?md =page builder &tmp =home &pid 109. Maine. 800-452-1999. TTY, 800-963-9490. maine.gov/dhhs/ocfs/hotlines.hdm. Maryland. dhr.maryland.gov/child-protective-services/reporting-suspected-child-abuse-or-neglect/local-offices. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. Massachusetts. 800-792-5200. mass.gov/eas/departments/dcf/child-abuse-neglect. Michigan. 855-444-3911. Fax, 616-977-1154. michigan.gov/dhs/0,16077-124-5419-7-7-00.html. Minnesota. mn.gov/dhs/people-we-serve/children-and-family/services/child-and-protections/contact-us/index.jsp. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. Mississippi. 800-222-8000. Local, toll 601-359-4991. mdcps.ms.gov/report-child-abuse-neglect. Missouri. 800-392-3738. dss.mo.gov/cd/can.hdm. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. Montana. 866-820-5437. dphs.mt.gov/cfsd/index.shtml. Nebraska. 800-652-1999. dhhs.ne.gov/children_family_services/pages/children_family_services.aspx. Nevada. dcfs.nv.gov/programs/cws/cps/cps. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. New Hampshire. 800-894-5533. Local, toll 603-271-6556. dhhs.state.nh.us/dcyf/cps/contact.hdm. External link. New Jersey. 877-652-2873. TDD, 800-835-5510. TTY, 800-835-5510. nj.gov/dcf/reporting/how/index.html. New Mexico. 855-333-7233. scifd.org/child-abuse-neglect. External link. New York. 800-342-3720. TDD, 800-369-2437. Local, toll 518-474-8740. ocfs.state.ny.us/main/cps/external link. North Carolina. ncdhhs.gov/dss/local/index.hdm. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. North Dakota. nd.gov/DHS/services/child family/CPS/number reporting. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. Ohio. 855-642-4453. jfs.ohio.gov/ocf/report child abuse and neglect.stm. Oklahoma. 800-522-3511. okdhs.org/services/cps/pages/default.asbx external link. Oregon. 855-503-SAFE, 7233. Oregon.gov/DHS/children/child-abuse/pages/reporting-numbers.aspx. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. Pennsylvania. 800-932-0313. TDD, 866-872-1677. dhs.pa.gov/citizens/report-abuse/index.hdm number.vr4F032M8. Puerto Rico. 800-981-8333. Local, toll 787-749-1333. Rhode Island. 800-RI-CHILD. 800-742-4453. dcyf.ri.gov/child_welfare/index.php. South Carolina. Local, toll 803-898-7318. dss.sc.gov/abuse-neglect/report-abuse-and-neglect. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. South Dakota. dss.sd.gov/childprotection/reporting.aspx. Child Help Registered Trademark. 800-422-4453. Tennessee. 877-237-0004. tn.gov/dcs/section/child-safety. Texas. 800-252-5400. dfps.state.tx.us/contact_us/report_abuse.asb external link. U.S. Virgin Islands. Virgin Islands. dhs.gov.vi/contact/index.html external link. Utah. 1-855-323-3237. dcfs.utah.gov. Vermont. After Hours, 800-649-5285. dcf.vermont.gov/protection/reporting. Virginia. 800-552-7096. Local, toll 804-786-8536. dss.virginia.gov/family/cps/index.cgi. Washington. 866, End Harm. 866-363-4276. 800-562-5624. TTY, 800-624-6186. dshs.wa.gov/ca/safety/abuserreport.asp?2. West Virginia. 800-352-6513. wvdhr.org/bcf/children_adult/cps/report.asb external link. Wisconsin. dcf.wisconsin.gov/report-abuse. Child help registered trademark. 800-422-4453. Wyoming. sites.google.com//wyo.gov/dfs-web/social-services/child-protective-services external link. Child help registered trademark. 800-422-4453. List of toll-free child help crisis hotline numbers. Child abuse. Child help registered trademark. 800.4.a.child. 800-422-4453. Child abuse victims, parents, concerned individuals. Child sexual abuse. Darkness to light. 866.for.light. 866-367-5444. Children and adults needing local information or resources about sexual abuse. Family violence. National Domestic Violence Hotline. 800.799.safe. 800-799-7233. TTY, 800-787-3224. Video phone only for deaf callers, 206-518-9361. Children, parents, friends, offenders. Help for parents. National Parent Helpline registered trademark. 855.4 apparent. 855-427-2736. Human trafficking. National Human Trafficking Hotline. 888-373-7888. Victims of human trafficking and those reporting potential trafficking situations. Mental illness. National Alliance on Mental Illness. 800.950.NAMI. 800-950-6264. Missing/abducted children. Child Find of America. 800.I.am.lost. 800-426-5678. Parents reporting lost or abducted children, including parental abductions. Child Find of America Mediation. 800.a.way.out. 800-292-9688. Parents, Abduction, Prevention, Child Custody Issues. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. 800.the.lost. 800-843-5678. TTY, 800-826-7653. Families and Professionals, Social Services, Law Enforcement. Rape/incest. Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, RAIN. 800.656.hope. 800-656-4673. Substance Abuse. National Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Information Center. 800-784-6776. Families, professionals, media, policymakers, concerned individuals. Suicide Prevention. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. 800.273.talk. 800-273-8255. TTY, 800.799.4 TTY. 800-799-4889. Families, concerned individuals. Youth in Trouble/Runaways. National Runaway Switchboard. 800.runaway. 800-786-2929. Runaway and Homeless Youth, Families. State Child Welfare Agency websites. Alabama. dhr.alabama.gov. Alaska. hss.state.ak.us/ocs. Arizona. dcs.az.gov. Arkansas. humanservices.arkansas.gov. California. childsworld.ca.gov. Colorado. colorado.gov/cdhs. Connecticut. portal.ct.gov/dss. Delaware. kids.delaware.gov, District of Columbia, cfsa.dc.gov, Florida, dcf.state.fl.us/index.shtml, Georgia, dfcs.dhs.georgia.gov/portal/site/dhs-dfcs, Hawaii, hawaii.gov/dhs/protection/social_services/child_welfare, Idaho, healthandwelfare.idaho.gov/children/tabid/57/default.aspx, Illinois, state.il.us/dcfs/index.shtml, Indiana, in.gov/dcs, Iowa, dhs.iowa.gov, Kansas, srs.ks.gov/services/pages/default.aspx, Kentucky, chfs.ky.gov/dcbs/dpp, Louisiana, dss.state.la.us, Maine, maine.gov/dhhs/ocfs/cw, Maryland, dhr.state.md.us, Massachusetts, mass.gov/portal/index.jsp question mark page ID =EAHS2 agency landing &L=4 &L0 home &L1 government &L2 departments +& divisions &L3 department +of social +services &SID =EAHS2, Michigan, Michigan.gov/MDHHS/0,588.5,73971_719-719-00.html, Minnesota, mn.gov/DHS/people-we-serve/children-and-families, Mississippi, mdhs.state.ms.us, Missouri, dss.mo.gov, Montana, dphs.mt.gov/cfsd/index.shtml, Nebraska, dhhs.ne.gov/children_family_services/pages/children_family_services.aspx, Nevada, dcfs.state.nv.us, New Hampshire, dhhs.nh.gov/dcyf/index.htm, New Jersey, state.nj.us/dcf/index.shtml, New Mexico, scifd.org, New York, ocfs.ny.gov/maine, North Carolina, ncdhhs.gov/assistance/children's-services, North Dakota, nd.gov/dhs, Ohio, jfs.ohio.gov/ocf/index.stm, Oklahoma, okdhs.org/pages/default.aspx, Oregon, oregon.gov/dhs/children/pages/index.aspx, Pennsylvania, dhs.pa.gov/citizens/childwelfare-services/index.htm, Puerto Rico, adfn.gobierno.pr, Rhode Island, dcyf.state.ri.us, South Carolina, dss.sc.gov/content/customers/index.aspx, South Dakota, dss.sd.gov, Tennessee, tn.gov/content/tn/children-and-families.html, Texas, dfps.state.tx.us, U.S. Virgin Islands, dhs.gov.vi/contact/index.html, Utah, dcfs.utah.gov, Vermont, dcf.state.vt.us, Virginia, dss.state.va.us. Washington. dshs.wa.gov/ca/general/index.asp. West Virginia. dhr.wv.gov/bcf/pages/default.aspx. Wisconsin. dcf.wisconsin.gov. Wyoming. dfsweb.state.wy.us/protective-services/index.html. National Child Abuse Prevention Organizations. Arch National Respite Network and Resource Center. 4016 Oxford Street, Annandale, Virginia 22003. 703-256-9578. archrespite.org. External link. American Academy of Pediatrics. National Headquarters. 141 Northwest Point Boulevard, POG 927. POG 927. Elk Grove Village, Illinois 60007-1098. 202, 347-8600, 847-434-4000. Fax, 202, 393-6137, 847-434-8000. kidsdocs@aap.org. aap.org/n-health-policy/aap-health-initiative/healthy-foster-healthy-care-americas/pages/default.aspx. Facebook. facebook.com/americadpets. Twitter. twitter.com/americadpets. aap.org/sections/child abuse neglect. The AAP's Committee on Child Abuse and Neglect. aap.org/n-us/about-the-committees-sections-committees-sections-on-hyphen-sections/sections-hyphen-on-hyphen-young-physicians/pages/prep.aspx. The PrEP, CAP, Pediatrics Review Education Program, Child Abuse Pediatrics. Advanced Pediatric Life Support, ALPS, Curriculum. aplsonline.com. healthychildren.org. American Professional Society on the Abuse of Children. 1706 East Broad Street, Columbus, Ohio 43203. 614-827-1321. 877-402-7722. Fax, 614-251-6005. apsic@apsic.org. apsic.org. For more information on the institutes, see apsic.org/mc/page.do?sitepagid=54086 org/id=apsic. American Psychological Association. 750 1st Street, NE. Washington, District of Columbia 20002. 202-336-5500. 800-374-2721. apa.org. actagainstviolence.apa.org, Facebook page. facebook.com/actracingSafeKids. Annie E. Casey Foundation. 701 St. Paul Street, Baltimore, Maryland 21202. 410-547-6600. Fax, 410-547-6624. aecf.org. Facebook. facebook.com/AnnieEKCFNDN?ref=ts. Twitter. twitter.com/AECF-news. YouTube. youtube.com/user/AnnieEKCFound. Capacity Building Center for States. 9300 Lee Highway, Fairfax, Virginia 22031. 844-222-0272. CapacityInfo@icfi.com. capacity.childwelfare.gov/states. Center for the Study of Social Policy. 1575 I Street Northwest, Suite 500. Washington District of Columbia 20005 202-371-1565. Fax 202-371-1472. cssb.org. Facebook facebook.com/pages/center-for-the-study-of-social-policy/119688008090715. Twitter twitter.com/ctrsocialpolicy. strengtheningfamilies.net. Chapin Hall Center for Children, 1313 East 60th Street, Chicago, Illinois 60637. 773-753-5900. Fax 773-753-5940. Webmaster@chapinhall.org. chapinhall.org. Childwelfare League of America. Headquarters 1726 M St. N.W., Suite 500. 3rd floor. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-688-4200. Fax 202-833-1689. cwlaw@cwlaw.org. cwlaw.org. Facebook facebook.com/cwlawupdates. Twitter twitter.com/cwlawupdates. Child Help Registered Trademark 15757 North 78th Street, Scottsdale, Arizona 85260. 480-922-8212. 800-4AC Hild. TDD 800-2AC Hild. Fax 480-922-7061. childhelp.org. Facebook facebook.com/childhelp. Twitter twitter.com/childhelp. YouTube youtube.com/childhelponline. Circle of Parents. POB 17982. Richmond, Virginia 23226. 540-847-8483. Phone 804-308-0841. circleofparentsac@gmail.com. circleofparents.org. Darkness to Light. 7 Radcliffe Street, Suite 200. Charleston, South Carolina 29403. Phone 843-965-5444. 866, for LIGHT 86636754444. Fax 843-965-5449. darkness2light.org. Facebook facebook.com/darkness2light. Twitter twitter.com/darkness2light. Doris Duke Charitable Foundation, 650 5th Avenue 19th floor, New York, New York 10019. 212-974-7000. Fax 212-974-7590. ddcf.org. Twitter twitter.com/DorisDukeFDN. Friends National Center for Community-Based Child Abuse Prevention, SPCAP. 800 East Town Drive, Suite 105. Chapel Hill, North Carolina 27514. 919-493-1584. friendsnrc.org. Friends National Center for Community-Based Child Abuse Prevention, SPCAP, is a program authorized by Title II of the Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act. Gunderson National Child Protection Training Center, 175 West Mark Street, Maxwell Hall, 2nd floor, Winona, Minnesota 55987. 614-834-7946. gundersonhealth.org/ncpdc. Infant Massage USA. 34760, Center Ridge Road number 39006. North Ridgeville, Ohio 44039. 800-497-5996. Linda.storm@infantmassageusa.org. infantmassageusa.org. 4-day training for people in many career fields, I.E., OTS, PTS, nurses, home visitors. National Alliance of Children's Trust and Prevention Funds. 5712 30th Avenue Northeast. Seattle, Washington 98105. 206-526-1221. Fax, 206-526-0220. info@ctfalliance.org. ctfalliance.org. National Association for the Education of Young Children. 1509 16th Street Northwest. Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-232-8777. 800-424-2460. Fax, 202-328-1846. naec@naec.org. naec.org. Facebook. facebook.com/naec. Twitter. twitter.com/naec. National Association of Pediatric Nurse Practitioners, NAPNAP. 5 Hanover Square, Suite 1401. New York, New York 10004. 917-746-8295. pnp.representative@napnap.org. napnap.org. National Center for Children in Poverty. 215 West 125th Street 3rd floor. 154 Haven Avenue. New York, New York 10027. 646-284-9600. Fax, 646-284-9623. nccp.org. National Center on Shaken Baby Syndrome. 1433 North Highway 1075 West. Suite 110. Farmington, Utah 84025. 801-447-9360. Fax, 801-447-9364. mail@don'tshake.org. don'tshake.org. National Child Abuse and Neglect Technical Assistance and Strategic Dissemination Center, CANTAST, at Impact International. 4350 East-West Highway. Suite 1100. Bethesda, Maryland 20814. 240-744-7071. hello@cantasd.org. cantasd.org/index.html. National Children's Alliance. 516 C Street, NE. Washington, District of Columbia 20002. 202-548-0090. 800-239-9950. Fax, 202-548-0099. nationalchildren'salliance.org. Facebook. facebook.com/National Children's Alliance. National Court Appointed Special Advocate Association. 100 West Harrison Street. North Tower, Suite 500. Seattle, Washington 98119. 206-774-7250. 800-628-3233. siasofferchildren.org. Facebook. facebook.com/siasofferchildren. Twitter. twitter.com/National CASA. YouTube. youtube.com/siasofferchildren. National Exchange Club Foundation. 3050 Central Avenue. Toledo, Ohio 43606-1700. 419-535-3232. Development@nationalexchangeclub.org. nationalexchangeclub.org/foundation-2. National Family Preservation Network. 3971 North 1400 East. Buell, Idaho 83316. 888-498-9047. Fax, 208-543-6080. Director@nfpn.org. nfpn.org. National Fatherhood Initiative. 12410 Milestone Center Drive, Suite 600. Germantown, Maryland 20874. 301-948-0599. Fax, 301-948-6776. Fatherhood.org. Facebook. Facebook.com/National Fatherhood Initiative. Twitter. Twitter.com/The Father Factor. National Indian Child Welfare Association. 5100 Southwest Macadam Avenue, Suite 300. Portland, Oregon 97239. 503-222-4044. info@nicwa.org. nicwa.org. Facebook. Facebook.com/nativechildren $V=feed &story_FBID =111114601179. Twitter. Twitter.com/nativechildren. Tribal Child Welfare Worker Certification. nicwa.org/certification. nicwa.org/training. National Network of Family Support and Strengthening Networks. 95 Washburn Street, San Francisco, California 94103. 415-730-5310. info@nationalfamilysupportnetwork.org. nationalfamilysupportnetwork.org. National Resource Center for Healthy Marriage and Families. 9300 Lee Highway, Fairfax, Virginia 22031. 1-866-916-4672. info@healthymarriageandfamilies.org. healthymarriageandfamilies.org. National Responsible Fatherhood Clearinghouse, NRFC. 9300 Lee Highway, Fairfax, Virginia 22031. 703-225-2320. 877-432-3411. info@fatherhood.gov. fatherhood.gov. Facebook. facebook.com/fatherhoodgov. Twitter. twitter.com/fatherhoodgov. Nurse Family Partnership. 1900 Grant Street, Suite 400. Denver, Colorado 80203. 303-327-4240. 866-864-5226. Fax, 303-327-4260. info@nursefamilypartnership.org. nursefamilypartnership.org. Parents Anonymous Registered Trademark Inc. 675 West Foothill Boulevard, Suite 220. Claremont, California 91711-3475. 909-621-6184. Fax, 909-625-6304. Parents Anonymous at parentsanonymous.org. parentsanonymous.org. Facebook. facebook.com/National Parent Helpline. Twitter. twitter.com/Parent Helpline. YouTube. youtube.com/Parent Helpline. Parents as Teachers. 11097 St. Charles Rock Road, Pattonville Learning Center, St. Louis, Missouri 63074. 314-213-8105. psdr3.org. Parents as Teachers helps organizations and professionals work with parents during the critical early years of their children's lives, from conception to kindergarten. Prevent Child Abuse America. 500 North Michigan Avenue, Suite 200. Chicago, Illinois 60611. 312-663-3520. Fax, 312-939-8962. Mailbox at preventchildabuse.org. preventchildabuse.org. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/prevent-child-abuse-america/14893558501. Twitter. twitter.com/PCAAmerica. YouTube. youtube.com/PCAAmerica. PCAA's research arm is the National Center on Child Abuse Prevention Research and Resources. preventchildabuse.org/resources. Search Institute. The Banks Building. 615 First Avenue Northwest Suite 125. Minneapolis, Minnesota 55413. 612-376-8955. 800-888-7828. si@search-institute.org. search-institute.org. Facebook. facebook.com/searchinstitute. Twitter. twitter.com/searchinstitute. YouTube. youtube.com/searchinstitute. Stop it now. 351 Pleasant Street, Suite B319. Northampton, Massachusetts 01060. 413-587-3500. 888-773-8368. info@stophitnow.org. stophitnow.org. Facebook. facebook.com/stophitnow. Twitter. twitter.com/stophitnow. YouTube. youtube.com/wecanstopitnow. The Full Frame Initiative. 308 Main Street, Suite 2A. Greenfield, Massachusetts 01301. 413-773-3400. info@fullframeinitiative.org. fullframeinitiative.org. UNICEF. 3 UN Plaza, New York, New York 10017. 212-686-5522. unicef.org. 0 to 3. National Center for Infants, Toddlers, and Families. 2000 M Street, NW, Suite 200. Suite 200. Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-638-1144. 800-899-4301. 0to3.org. Facebook. facebook.com/0to3. Organizations that help with home life. CARF, International. 6951 East South Point Road, Tucson, Arizona 85756. 520-325-1044. 888-281-6531. Fax, 520-318-1129. Lelis-lang@carf.org. carf.org. Facebook. facebook.com/carf international. YouTube. youtube.com/channels/UCD1ZQT7JA44_1WHXHXY2QQ/videos. CARF, International, founded as the Commission of Rehabilitation Facilities, is an independent accreditor of Health and Human Services. Child Welfare League of America. Headquarters. 1726 M St. NW, Suite 500. 3rd floor. Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-688-4200. Fax, 202-833-1689. cwlaw@cwlaw.org. cwlaw.org. Facebook. facebook.com/cwlawupdates. Twitter. twitter.com/cwlawupdates. Commission on Accreditation for Marriage and Family Therapy Education. American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy. 112 South Alfred Street, Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 703-838-9808. Fax 703-253-0508. coamfte@aamft.org. AAMFT.org/IMIS15/442-8-155-4B75-9C29-64E5E70F02D5. Council on Accreditation Services for Children and Families. 120 Wall Street, 11th floor, New York, New York 10005. 212-797-3000. 866-262-8088. Fax 212-797-1428. coainfo@coanet.org. coanet.org. Facebook. Facebook.com/Council on Accreditation. Twitter. Twitter.com/COA_news. Council on Social Work Education. 1725 Duke Street, Suite 500, Alexandria, Virginia 22314-3457. 703-683-8080. Fax 703-683-8099. info@cswe.org. cswe.org. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/cswe-annual-meeting/519861458043267. Twitter. twitter.com/csocialworked. YouTube. youtube.com/user/cswe video. Healthy Families America. 200 South Michigan Avenue, Suite 1700, Chicago, Illinois 60604. 312-663-3520. Fax 312-939-8962. healthyfamiliesamerica.org. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/healthy-families-america/1056824794001 ? Twitter. twitter.com/hfaatpca. YouTube. youtube.com/PCA America. National Association for Regulatory Administration. Administrative Offices. 403 Marquis Avenue, Suite 200, Lexington, Kentucky 40502. 859-514-1921. Fax 859-231-1943. Jody Markey at narlicensing.org. narlicensing.org. narlicensing.org/products_services. National Association of Counsel for Children. 1825 Marion Street, Suite 242, Denver, Colorado 80218. 303-864-5320. 888-828 NACC. Fax 303-864-5351. Advocate at naccchildlaw.org. naccchildlaw.org. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/national-association-of-for-children/20496011286836. National Association of Social Workers. 750 1st Street Northeast, Suite 700, Washington, District of Columbia 20002-4241. 202-408-8600. socialworkers.org. Facebook. facebook.com/socialworkers. Twitter. twitter.com/NASW. YouTube. youtube.com/user/social workers. National Children's Alliance. 516 C Street, NE. Washington District of Columbia 20002. 202-548-0090. 800-239-9950. Fax, 202-548-0099. nationalchildren'salliance.org. Facebook. facebook.com/National Children's Alliance. Training resources, see nationalchildren'salliance.org/index.php?s=54. National Network for Social Work Management. Jane Addams College of Social Work. 1040 West Harrison Street M/C 309. Chicago, Illinois 60607-7134. 312-413-2302. Fax, 312-996-2770. info@socialworkmanager.org. socialworkmanager.org. Facebook. facebook.com/thenSWM?ref=BR_TF. Twitter. twitter.com/thenSWM. National Staff Development and Training Association. 810 First Street NE. Suite 500. Washington District of Columbia 20002-4267. 202-682-0100. Fax, 202-682-2328. aphsa.org/content/nsdta/en/home.html. Prevent Child Abuse America. 500 North Michigan Avenue. Suite 200. Chicago, Illinois 60611. 312-663-3520. Fax, 312-939-8962. Mailbox at preventchildabuse.org. preventchildabuse.org. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/prevent-child-abuse-america/14893558501. Twitter. twitter.com/PCA-America. YouTube. youtube.com/PCA-America. preventchildabuse.org/resources. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Office of Public Affairs. Room 5541 Cohen Building, 330 Independence Avenue SW. Washington District of Columbia 20201. 202-619-1343. Fax, 202-260-8512. paffairs@oig.hhs.gov. oig.hhs.gov. Facebook. facebook.com/hhs. Twitter. twitter.com/hhsgov. YouTube. youtube.com/user/usgovhhs. U.S. Department of State. 2201 C Street, NW. SA 17, 9th floor. Washington District of Columbia 20522-1709. 888-407-4747. Adoption at state.gov. travel.state.gov/content/travel/en/intercountry-adoption/adoption-process.html. Chapter 2. Childwelfare.gov/organizations 2. Child Abuse and Neglect Related Organizations. American Academy of Pediatrics. National Headquarters. 141 Northwest Point Boulevard, POG 927. POG 927. Elk Grove Village, Illinois 60007-1098. 202, 347-8600, 847-434-4000. Fax, 202, 393-6137, 847-434-8000. Kidsdocs at aap.org. aap.org/n-health-policy/aap-health-initiatives/healthy-foster-health-care-americas/pages/default.aspx. Facebook. facebook.com/americadpets. Twitter. twitter.com/americadpets. aap.org/sections/child abuse neglect. aap.org/n-us/about-the-hyphen-aap/committees-sections/sections-hyphen-on-young-physicians/pages/prep.aspx. The PrEP, CAP, Pediatrics Review Education Program, Child Abuse Pediatrics. Advanced Pediatric Life Support, ALPS, Curriculum. aplsonline.com. healthychildren.org. American Public Human Services Association. 1133 19th Street NW. Suite 400. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-682-0100. Fax, 202-289-6555. aphsa.org/content/aphsa/en/news.html. aphsa.org/content/aphsa/en/the-association/r-leadership-and-staff.html provides training information on leadership and practice development of human services professionals. The National Staff Development and Training Association, NSTA, an affiliate of AFSA. nsdta.aphsa.org. Chapin Hall Center for Children. 1313 East 60th Street. Chicago, Illinois 60637. 773-753-5900. Fax, 773-753-5940. Webmaster at chapinhall.org. chapinhall.org. Child Trends. 7315 Wisconsin Avenue. Suite 1200W. Bethesda, Maryland 20814. 240-223-9200. Fax, 240-200-1238. F. Walter at childtrends.org. childtrends.org. Facebook. facebook.com/childtrends. Twitter. twitter.com/childtrends. YouTube. youtube.com/childtrends. Child Trends is a research organization. Child Welfare Information Gateway. Children's Bureau/ACYF. 330 C Street, SW. Washington District of Columbia 20201. 800-394-3366. Info at childwelfare.gov. childwelfare.gov. Facebook. facebook.com/childwelfare. Child Welfare League of America. Headquarters. 1726 M St. NW, Suite 500. 3rd floor. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-688-4200. Fax, 202-833-1689. CWLaw at cwlaw.org. cwlaw.org. Facebook. facebook.com/cwlaw updates. Twitter. twitter.com/cwlaw updates. Child Help Registered Trademark. 15757 North 78th Street. Scottsdale, Arizona 85260. 480-922-8212. 800-4AC Hild. TDD, 800-2AC Hild. Fax, 480-922-7061. childhelp.org. Facebook. facebook.com/childhelp. Twitter. twitter.com/childhelp. YouTube. youtube.com/childhelponline. Children's Defense Fund. National Headquarters. 25 E Street NW. Washington District of Columbia 20001. 202-628-8787. CDF info at childrensdefense.org. childrensdefense.org. Facebook. facebook.com/childrensdefensefund. Twitter. twitter.com/childdefender. YouTube. youtube.com/childrensdefense. Kemp Foundation for the Prevention and Treatment of Child Abuse and Neglect. Anschutz Medical Campus. 13123 East 16th Avenue. Aurora, Colorado 80045. sans.peggy@kemp.org. kemp.org. Twitter. twitter.com/Kemp Foundation. YouTube. youtube.com/Kemp Foundation. National Indian Child Welfare Association. 5100 Southwest Macadam Avenue. Suite 300. Portland, Oregon 97239. 503-222-4044. Info at nicwa.org. nicwa.org. Facebook. facebook.com/native_feed_story_FBID=sign feed &story_11111460117. Twitter. twitter.com/nativechildren. nicwa.org/certification. nicwa.org/training. Prevent Child Abuse America. 500 North Michigan Avenue. Suite 200. Chicago, Illinois 60611. 312-663-3520. Fax 312-939-8962. Mailbox at preventchildabuse.org. preventchildabuse.org. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/prevent-child-abuse-america/14893558501. Twitter. twitter.com/PCA-America. YouTube. youtube.com/PCA-America. preventchildabuse.org/resources. Adult Survivors of Abuse Organizations. Adult Survivors of Child Abuse. Morris Center for Healing from Child Abuse. POB 14477. San Francisco, California 94114. 415-928-4576. Info at ascasupport.org. ascasupport.org. American Psychological Association. 750 First Street NE. Washington District of Columbia 20002. 202-336-5500. 800-374-2721. apa.org. actagainstviolence.apa.org. facebook.com/actracingSafeKids. Child Welfare Information Gateway. Children's Bureau/ACYF. 330 C Street, SW. Washington District of Columbia 20201. 800-394-3366. Info at childwelfare.gov. childwelfare.gov. Facebook. facebook.com/childwelfare. Child Help Registered Trademark. 15757 North 78th Street. Scottsdale, Arizona 85260. 480-922-8212. 800-4AC Hild. TDD 800-2AC Hild. Fax 480-922-7061. childhelp.org. Facebook. facebook.com/childhelp. Twitter. twitter.com/childhelp. YouTube. youtube.com/childhelponline. Male survivor. 4768 Broadway No. 527. New York, New York 10034. tmassa@malesurvivor.org. malesurvivor.org/index.php. Facebook. facebook.com/malesurvivor. Twitter. twitter.com/intent/user?screen_name=malesurvivor.org &original_referrer=. malesurvivor.org/default.html. National Center for Trauma-Informed Care. 66 Canal Center Plaza, Suite 302, Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 866-254-4819. Fax 703-548-9517. nctic@nasmhpd.org. samhsa.gov/nctic. Facebook. facebook.com/samhsa. Twitter. twitter.com/samhsagov. YouTube. youtube.com/user/samhsa. National Institute of Mental Health. 6001 Executive Boulevard, Room 8184, MSC 9663. Bethesda, Maryland 20892-9663. 301-443-4513. Fax 301-443-4279. nimh.nih.gov. Facebook. facebook.com/nimhgov. Twitter. twitter.com/nimhgov. YouTube. youtube.com/nimhgov. National Sexual Violence Resource Center. 123 North Enola Drive, Enola, Pennsylvania 17025. 717-909-0710. 877-739-3895. Fax 717-909-0714. nsvrc.org/search/node/sex%20 trafficking. YouTube. youtube.com/nsvrc. Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. 2000 L Street, NW. Suite 406. Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-544-1034. 800-656 Fax 202-544-3556. info@rain.org. rain.org. Facebook. facebook.com/rain01. Twitter. twitter.com/rain01. Safer Society Foundation, Inc. POB 340. Brandon, Vermont 05733-0340. 802-247-3132. Fax 802-247-4233. ssfi@sover.net. safersociety.org. Sidran Institute. 200 East Joppa Road, Suite 207. Towson, Maryland 21286. 410-825-8888. Fax 410-337-0747. sidran@sidran.org. sidran.org. Stop It Now. 351 Pleasant Street, Suite B319. Northampton, Massachusetts 01060. 413-587-3500. 888-773-8368. info@stopitnow.org. stopitnow.org. Facebook. facebook.com/stopitnow. Twitter. twitter.com/stopitnow. YouTube. youtube.com/wecanstopitnow. Survivors of Incest Anonymous. World Service Office. POB 190. Benson, Maryland 21018-9998. 410-893-3322. siawso.org. The Blue Ribbon Project. Maryland. theblueribbon.org. Facebook. facebook.com/theblueribbon.org. Twitter. twitter.com/_theblueribbon. Helping organizations for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning, LGBTQ, communities. Advocates for Youth. 2000 M Street NW. Suite 750. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-419-3420. advocatesforyouth.org/parents/173-parents. Center link. POG 24490. Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33307. 954-765-6024. lgbtcenters.org. Children of Lesbian and Gays Everywhere, Collage. 2300 Market Street. Box 165. San Francisco, California 94114. 415-861-5437. College.org. Equality Federation. 818 Southwest 3rd Avenue No. 141. Portland, Oregon 97204-2405. 617-416-0552. EqualityFederation.org. Family Acceptance Project, FAP. California. FamilyProject.sfsu.edu. Family Equality Council. POG 206. Boston, Massachusetts 02133. 617-502-8700. FamilyEquality.org. Gay, lesbian, bisexual and transgender, GLBT, National Help Center. 800-246-PRIDE, 1-800-246-7743. 888-843-4564. Help at glbthotline.org. glbthotline.org. Gay, lesbian, and straight education network, Colson. 110 William Street. 30th floor. New York, New York 10038. 212-727-0135. glsn.org. Gender Spectrum. California. 510-788-4412. Info at genderspectrum.org. genderspectrum.org. Human Rights Campaign. 1640 Rhode Island Avenue NW. Washington District of Columbia 20036-3278. 800-777-4723. hrc.org. Lambda Legal. 120 Wall Street. 19th floor. New York, New York 10005. 212-809-8585. lambdalegal.org. National Center for Lesbian Rights, NCLR. 1100 H Street, NW. Suite 540. Washington District of Columbia 20005. 202-734-3545. Info at nclrights.org. nclrights.org. National Center or Transgender Equality, NCTE. 1400 16th Street Northwest. Suite 510. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-642-4542. Fax, 202-393-2241. NCTE at transequality.org. transequality.org. National LGBTQ Task Force. 1325 Massachusetts Avenue NW. Suite 600. Washington District of Columbia 20005. 202-393-5177. Fax, 202-393-2241. thetaskforce.org. Parents, Families, and Friends of Lesbians and Gays, PFLAG. 1828 L Street, NW. Suite 660. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-467-8180. Fax, 202-467-8194. info@pflag.org. pflag.org. The Trevor Project. epub 69232. West Hollywood, California 90069. 866-488-7386. info@thetrevorproject.org. thetrevorproject.org. Trans Youth Equality Foundation, TYEF. epub 7441. Portland, Maine 04112-7441. 207-478-4087. contact@transiouthequality.org. transiouthequality.org. Trans Youth Family Allies, TYFA. epub 1471. Holland, Michigan 49422-1471. 888-462-8932. imadifa.org. Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Organizations. Avance, Inc. National Headquarters 118 N Medina, San Antonio, Texas 78207. 210-270-4630. Fax, 210-270-4612. avance.org. Facebook. facebook.com/avancinc. Twitter. twitter.com/avancinc. YouTube. youtube.com/user/avancinatonal. American Professional Society on the Abuse of Children. 1706 East Broad Street, Columbus, Ohio 43203. 614-827-1321. 877-402-7722. Fax, 614-251-6005. apsic@apsic.org. apsic.org. apsic.org/mc/page.do?site #54086 org ID =apsic. American Psychological Association. 750 First Street, NE. Washington District of Columbia 20002. 202-336-5500. 800-374-2721. apa.org. actagainstviolence.apa.org. facebook.com/actracingSafeKids. Bikers Against Child Abuse International. epub 852. La Crosse, Wisconsin 54602. 866-712-2873. BakaWorld.org. Center for Effective Discipline. 155 West Main Street, Suite 1603. Columbus, Ohio 43215. 614-221-8829. Fax, 614-221-2110. info@stophitting.org. stophitting.org. Center for Violence and Injury Prevention. Washington University. George Warren Brown School of Social Work. 1 Brookings Drive, Campus Box 1196. St. Louis, Missouri 63130. 314-935-8129. bcvip@wustl.edu. cvip.wustl.edu/pages/home.aspx. Facebook. facebook.com/Brown School. Twitter. twitter.com/Brown School. Chadwick Center for Children and Families. Children's Hospital and Health Center. 3020 Children's Way, MC 5017. San Diego, California 92123. 858-966-8572. Fax, 858-966-8018. Chadwick Center at chsd.org. chadwickcenter.org offers accredited professional education to those involved in fields of prevention, investigation, diagnosis. San Diego Conference.org. Chapel Hill Training Outreach Project, Inc. 800 East Town Drive, Suite 105. Chapel Hill, North Carolina 27514. 919-490-5577. Fax, 919-490-4905. chtop.org/training. Child Abuse Prevention Network. New York. Tom at child-abuse.com. child-abuse.com. childabusewatch.net. POB 970715. Coconut Creek, Florida 33097. Info at abusewatch.net. abusewatch.net. Twitter. twitter.com/childabusewatch. Child Lures Prevention. 5166 Shelburne Road, Shelburne, Vermont 05482. 802-985-8458. Fax, 802-985-8418. Info at childluresprevention.com. childluresprevention.com. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/child-lures-prevention-teen-lures-prevention/195664997121861?SK=wall%2F. Child Molestation Research and Prevention Institute. 1401 Peachtree Street, Suite 120. Atlanta, Georgia 30309. 404-872-5152. Contact at childmolestationprevention.org. childmolestationprevention.org. Child Safe. St. Vincent's Center/Catholic Charities. 2600 Pot Spring Road, Timonium, Maryland 21093. 410-252-4000. ChildSafe at catholiccharities-md.org. ChildSafeEducation.com. ChildSafeEducation.com/trainingcenter.html. Child Welfare Information Gateway. Children's Bureau/ACYF. 330 C Street, SW. Washington, District of Columbia 20201. 800-394-3366. Info at childwelfare.gov. childwelfare.gov. Facebook. facebook.com/childwelfare. Child Welfare League of America. Headquarters. 1726 M St. N.W., Suite 500. 3rd floor. Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-688-4200. Fax, 202-833-1689. CWLaw at cwlaw.org. cwlaw.org. Facebook. facebook.com/cwlawupdates. Twitter. twitter.com/cwlawupdates. Child Help Registered Trademark. 15757 North 78th Street, Scottsdale, Arizona 85260. 480-922-8212. 800-4AC Hild. TDD, 800-2AC Hild. Fax, 480-922-7061. childhelp.org. Facebook. facebook.com/childhelp. Twitter. twitter.com/childhelp. YouTube. youtube.com/childhelponline. Children Without a Voice USA. POB 4351. Alpharetta, Georgia 30023. Children Without a Voice USA.org. Facebook. Facebook.com/CWAVUSA. Twitter. Twitter.com/CWAV. YouTube. YouTube.com/user/CWAVUSA.org. Children's Bureau. 330 C Street, SW. 3rd floor. Washington District of Columbia 20201. acf.hhs.gov/program/cb. Facebook. Facebook.com/The Children's Bureau. YouTube. YouTube.com/playlist?list =PL3517FB9F443D65D & feature =PLCP. Located within the Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families, Administration on Children, Youth, and Families. Circle of Parents. POB 17982. Richmond, Virginia 23226. 540-847-8483. 804-308-0841. circleofparentsac@gmail.com. circleofparents.org. Coalition for Children, Inc. POB 6304. Denver, Colorado 80206. 303-320-6328. Fax 303-809-6328. Craiser@safechild.org. safechild.org. Facebook. Facebook.com/pages/coalition-for-children/253670868014529. Committee for Children. 2815 2nd Avenue. Suite 400. Seattle, Washington 98121. 1-800-634-4449, extension 6223. Fax 206-438-6765. info@cfchildren.org. cfchildren.org. Darkness to Light. 7 Radcliffe Street. Suite 200. Charleston, South Carolina 29403. 843-965-5444. 866, for LIGHT 86636754444. Fax 843-965-5449. darkness2light.org. Facebook. Facebook.com/darkness2light. Twitter. Twitter.com/darkness2light. Doris Duke Charitable Foundation. 650 5th Avenue 19th floor. New York, New York 10019. 212-974-7000. Fax 212-974-7590. ddcf.org. Twitter. Twitter.com/DorisDukeFDN. Enough Abuse Campaign. 14 Beacon Street. Suite 702. Boston, Massachusetts 02108. 617-742-8555. info@mosskids.org. enoughabuse.org. Facebook. Facebook.com/enoughabuse. Every Child Matters Education Fund. 1023 15th Street Northwest. Suite 401. Washington, District of Columbia 20005. 202-223-8177. Fax 202-223-8499. info@everychildmatters.org. everychildmatters.org. Facebook. Facebook.com/everychildmatters?ref=SGM. Twitter. Twitter.com/votingforkids. Faith Trust Institute. 2400 North 45th Street. Number 10. Seattle, Washington 98103. 206-634-1903. 1-877-860-2255. Fax 206 634-0115. info@faithtrustinstitute.org. faithtrustinstitute.org. Facebook. facebook.com/faithtrustinstitute. Family Life Development Center. Cornell University. Martha Van Rensselaer Hall. Ithaca, New York 14853-4401. 607-255-7794. Fax 607-255-8562. Fight crime, invest in kids. 1212 New York Avenue NW. Suite 300. Washington District of Columbia 20005. 202-776-0027. FightCrime.org. Freddie Mac Foundation. 8250 Jones Branch Drive. Mail Stop A40. McLean, Virginia 22102. 703-918-8888. Fax 703-918-8895. FreddieMac_Foundation@FreddieMac.com. FreddieMac.com. General Federation of Women's Clubs. 1734 N Street, NW. Washington District of Columbia 20036-2990. 202-347-3168. 800-443-4392. Fax 202-835-0246. GFWC@gfwc.org. gfwc.org. Facebook. facebook.com/GFWC members. Generation 5. 2 Massasoit Street. San Francisco, California 94110. 415-285-6658. Fax 415-861-6659. info@generation5.org. generation5.org. Gunderson National Child Protection Training Center. 175 West Mark Street. Maxwell Hall, 2nd floor. Winona, Minnesota 55987. 614-834-7946. GundersonHealth.org/NCPDC. Healthy Families America. 200 South Michigan Avenue. Suite 1700. Chicago, Illinois 60604. 312-663-3520. Fax 312-939-8962. HealthyFamiliesAmerica.org. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/healthy-families-america/1056824794001 Twitter. twitter.com/HFAATPCA. YouTube. youtube.com/PCA America. Infant Massage USA. 34760 Center Ridge Road No. 39006. North Ridgeville, Ohio 44039. 800-497-5996. linda.storm@infantmassageusa.org. infantmassageusa.org. International Center for Assault Prevention. 900 Holladell Court. Sewell, New Jersey 08080. 856-582-8282. 800-258-3189. Fax 856-582-3588. ShieldAssaultPrevention@gmail.com. internationalcap.org. internationalcap.org/programs_approach.html. International Society for Prevention of Child Abuse and Neglect. 13123 East 16th Avenue. B390. Aurora, Colorado 80045-7106. 303-864-5220. Fax 303-864-5222. isbken@isbken.org. isbken.org. Facebook. Facebook.com/ISBCan. Twitter. Twitter.com/ISBCan. Jacob Wetterling Resource Center. 2314 University Avenue West. Suite 14. St. Paul, Minnesota 55114. 651-714-4673. 800-325-HOPE. Fax, 651-714-9098. jwrc.org. Program of the National Child Protection Training Center. ncpdc.org. Kemp Foundation for the Prevention and Treatment of Child Abuse and Neglect. Anschutz Medical Campus. 13123 East 16th Avenue. Aurora, Colorado 80045. sans.peggy@kemp.org. kemp.org. Twitter. twitter.com/Kemp Foundation. YouTube. youtube.com/Kemp Foundation. Kid Power, Teen Power, Full Power International, Kid Power. POG 1212. Santa Cruz, California 95061. 800-467-6997. safety@kidpower.org. kidpower.org. YouTube. youtube.com/user/kidpower89. National Alliance of Children's Trust and Prevention Funds. 5712 30th Avenue Northeast. Seattle, Washington 98105. 206-526-1221. Fax, 206-526-0220. info@ctfalliance.org. ctfalliance.org. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Charles B. Wong International Children's Building. 699 Prince Street. Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 703-224-2150. 1-800-843-5678. Fax, 703-224-2122. missingkids.com/home. National Center on Shaken Baby Syndrome. 1433 North Highway 1075 West. Suite 110. Farmington, Utah 84025. 801-447-9360. Fax, 801-447-9364. Mail at don'tshake.org. don'tshake.org. National Child Protection Training Center. Winona State University Campus. Maxwell Hall, 2nd floor. Winona, Minnesota 55987. 507-457-2890. Fax, 507-457-2899. Trainings at ncpdc-jwrc.org. ncpdc.org. National Children's Advocacy Center. Administrative Offices. 210 Pratt Avenue. Huntsville, Alabama 35801. 256-5437. Fax, 256-534-6883. Webmaster at nationalcac.org. nationalcac.org. nationalcac.org/training-opportunities. National Coalition to Prevent Child Sexual Abuse and Exploitation. District of Columbia. PreventTogether@gmail.com. PreventTogether.org. National Council on Child Abuse and Family Violence. 1025 Connecticut Avenue Northwest. Suite 1000. Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-429-6695. Fax, 202-521-3479. nccafv@aol.com. nccafv.org. National Exchange Club Foundation. 3050 Central Avenue. Toledo, Ohio 43606-1700. 419-535-3232. Development at nationalexchangeclub.org. nationalexchangeclub.org/foundation-2. National Home Visiting Resource Center, NHVRC. Virginia. info@nhvrc.org. nhvrc.org. Facebook. facebook.com/nhvrc. Twitter. twitter.com/nationalhvrc. YouTube. youtube.com/channel/UCT7_RFJJTZHTSLHDRWPNJGQ. National Indian Child Welfare Association. 5100 Southwest Macadam Avenue, Suite 300, Portland, Oregon 97239. 503-222-4044. info@nicwa.org. nicwa.org. Facebook. facebook.com/nativechildren?feed&story_feed&story_11111460117. Twitter. twitter.com/nativechildren. nicwa.org/certification. nicwa.org/training. National Parent Helpline. Parents Anonymous Registered Trademark Inc. 675 West Foothill Boulevard, Suite 220. Claremont, California 91711-3475. 909-621-6184. 855-427-2736. info@nationalparenthelpline.org. nationalparenthelpline.org. Facebook. facebook.com/nationalparenthelpline. Twitter. twitter.com/parenthelpline. YouTube. youtube.com/parenthelpline. NetSafe Kids. 500 5th Street NW. Washington, District of Columbia 20001. 202-334-2605. Fax, 202-334-2318. NetSaFeKids@nas.edu. nap.edu/NetSaFeKids. Parents Anonymous Registered Trademark Inc. 675 West Foothill Boulevard, Suite 220. Claremont, California 91711-3475. 909-621-6184. Fax, 909-625-6304. Parents Anonymous@parentsanonymous.org. parentsanonymous.org. Facebook. facebook.com/nationalparenthelpline. Twitter. twitter.com/parenthelpline. YouTube. youtube.com/parenthelpline. Parents for Megan's Law and the Crime Victims Center. New York. 631-689-2672. pfmeganslaw@aol.com. parentsformeganslaw.org/welcome.jsp. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/parents-for-megans-law/1991171904997. Partnership for People with Disabilities. 700 East Franklin Street, 10th floor. Richmond, Virginia 23284. 804-828-3876. TDD 800-828-1120. Fax, 804-828-0042. jmhall2@vcu.edu. vcu.edu/partnership. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/partnership-people-with-disabilities/411203095631256. Prevent Child Abuse America. 500 North Michigan Avenue, Suite 200. Chicago, Illinois 60611. 312-663-3520. Fax, 312-939-8962. Mailbox@preventchildabuse.org. preventchildabuse.org. Facebook. facebook.com/pages/prevent-child-abuse-america/14893558551. Twitter. twitter.com/PCA-America. YouTube. youtube.com/PCA-America. preventchildabuse.org/resources. Safer Society Foundation, Inc. POB 340. Brandon, Vermont 05733-0340. 802-247-3132. Fax, 802-247-4233. ssfi@sover.net. safersociety.org. Stop It Now. 351 Pleasant Street, Suite B319. Northampton, Massachusetts 01060. 413-587-3500. 888-773-8368. info@stopitnow.org. stopitnow.org. Facebook. facebook.com/stopitnow. Twitter. twitter.com/stopitnow. YouTube. youtube.com/wecandstopitnow. Stop the Silence, Stop Child Sexual Abuse. Maryland. StopTheSilence.org. Facebook. facebook.com/stopcsa. Twitter. twitter.com/stopsilence_CSA. UNICEF. 3 UN Plaza, New York, New York 10017. 212-686-5522. unicef.org. Child Death Organizations. American SIDS Institute. 528 Raven Way, Naples, Florida 34110. 239-431-5425. Fax, 239-431-5536. sids.org. Child Welfare Information Gateway. Children's Bureau/ACYF. 330 C Street, SW. Washington, District of Columbia 20201. 800-394-3366. info@childwelfare.gov. childwelfare.gov. Facebook. facebook.com/childwelfare. Commission to Eliminate Child Abuse and Neglect Fatalities, CECANF. 1800 F Street, NW. Room 7003D. Washington, District of Columbia 20405. CECANF.usa.gov. cybercemetery.unt.edu/archive/CECANF/20160323195035. Eliminate Child Abuse Fatalities.sites.usa.gov. Every Child Matters Education Fund. 1023 15th Street Northwest, Suite 401. Washington, District of Columbia 20005. 202-223-8177. Fax, 202-223-8499. info@everychildmatters.org. everychildmatters.org. Facebook. facebook.com/everychildmatters?ref=SGM. Twitter. twitter.com/votingforkids. National Center for the Review and Prevention of Child Deaths. 1115 Massachusetts Avenue, NW. Washington, D.C. District of Columbia 20005. 800-656-2434. info@ncfrp.org. ncfrp.org. National Center on Child Fatality Review. icon/ncfr. 4024 North Durfee Avenue, El Monte, California 91732. 626-455-4585. Fax, 626-444-4581. Manila@dcfs.lacounty.gov. ICAN4kids.org. National Center on Shaken Baby Syndrome. 1433 North Highway 1075 West. Suite 110. Farmington, Utah 84025. 801-447-9360. Fax, 801-447-9364. Mail at don'tshake.org. don'tshake.org. Child Welfare Law Organizations. ABBA Center on Children and the Law. 1050 Connecticut Avenue Northwest. Suite 400. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-662-1720. Fax, 202-662-1755. AmericanBar.org/groups/child_law.html. Facebook.com/American Bar Association. Twitter. Twitter.com/AbbasQ. American Academy of Adoption Attorneys. POB 33053. Washington District of Columbia 20033. 202-832-2222. Webmaster at adoptionattorneys.org. adoptionattorneys.org. Facebook.com/pages/American-Academy-of-Adoption-attorneys/163052877082588. American Adoption Congress. POB 42730. Washington District of Columbia 20015. 202-483-3399. 800-888-7970. AmericanAdoptionCongress.org. American Bar Association Family Law Section. Family Law Section. 321 North Clark Street. Chicago, Illinois 60654. 202-662-1000. 202-662-1000. 312-988-5145. 800-285-2221. Fax, 312-988-6800. Family Law at AmericanBar.org. abanet.org/family/home.html. Facebook.com/American Bar Association. Twitter. Twitter.com/AbbasQ. Association of Administrators of the Interstate Compact for the Placement of Children. American Public Human Services Association. 1133 19th Street NW, Suite 400. Suite 500. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-682-0100. Fax, 202-289-6555. apHSA.org/content/AAICPC/en/home.html. Association of Administrators of the Interstate Compact on Adoption and Medical Assistance. 1133 19th Street NW. Suite 400. Suite 500. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-682-0100. Fax, 202-289-6555. AAIComma.org. Center for Law and Social Policy. 1015 15th Street NW. Suite 400. Washington District of Columbia 20005. 202-906-8000. Fax, 202-842-2885. clasp.org. YouTube. youtube.com/user/clasp.org. Center for Tribes. Graduate School of Social Work. University of Denver, Craig Hall. 2148 South High Street. Denver, Colorado 80208-7101. 800-871-8702. info@cbc4tribes.org. capacity.childwelfare.gov/tribes. Center on Children, Families, and the Law. 206 South 13th Street. Suite 1000. Lincoln, Nebraska 68588-0227. 402-472-3479. ccfl.unl.edu. ccfl.unl.edu/services/training. Child Welfare Information Gateway. Children's Bureau/ACYF. 330 C Street, SW. Washington, District of Columbia 20201. 800-394-3366. info@childwelfare.gov. childwelfare.gov. facebook.com/childwelfare. grandfamilies.org. District of Columbia. grandfamilies.org. Lawyers for Children America. 151 Farmington Avenue, RW61. Hartford, Connecticut 06156. 305-577-4771. 860-273-0441. LawyersForChildrenAmerica.org. Legal Center for Foster Care and Education. American Bar Association, Center on Children and the Law. 740 15th Street, NW. Washington, District of Columbia 20005. Fax, 202-662-1755. ccleducation@abanet.org. fostercareaneducation.org. facebook.com/American Bar Association. Twitter. twitter.com/abasq. Legal Information Institute. 601 Myron Taylor Hall. Cornell University. Ithaca, New York 14853. law.cornell.edu. National Association of Counsel for Children. 1825 Marion Street. Suite 242. Denver, Colorado 80218. 303-864-5320. 888-828 NACC. Fax, 303-864-5351. advocate@naccchildlaw.org. naccchildlaw.org. facebook.com/pages/national-association-of-council-for-children/20496011286836. National Center for Adoption Law and Policy. Capital University Law School. 303 East Broad Street. Columbus, Ohio 43215. 614-236-6730. Fax, 614-236-6958. adoption@law.capital.edu. familyyouth.law.org. facebook.com/Family Youth Law Center. Twitter. twitter.com/NCALP. National Center for Juvenile Justice. 3700 South Water Street. Suite 200. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania 15203. 412-227-6950. Fax, 412-227-6955. Fax, 412-227-6955. ncjj@ncjfcj.org. ncjj.org/default.aspx. Twitter. twitter.com/ncjfcj. YouTube. youtube.com/user/ncjfcj/feed. National Center for Prosecution of Child Abuse. 44 Canal Center Plaza. Suite 110. Suite 510. Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 703-549-4253. Fax, 703-836-3195. ncpca@ndaa.org. ndaajustice.org/ncpca.html. National Center for State Courts. 300 Newport Avenue. Williamsburg, Virginia 23185. 800-616-6164. Fax, 757-564-2022. Knowledge at ncsc.dni.us. ncsc.org. facebook.com/statecourts?v=wall. Twitter. twitter.com/statecourts. National Center for Youth Law. 405 14th Street. 15th floor. Oakland, California 94612-2701. Fax, 501-835-8099. TTY, 510-835-8098. info@youthlaw.org. youthlaw.org. National Conference of State Legislatures. 7700 East 1st Place. Denver, Colorado 80230. 303-364-7700. 202-624-5400. Fax, 303-364-7800. Fax, 202-737-1069. info@ncsl.org. ncsl.org. facebook.com/ncslorg. Twitter. twitter.com/ncslorg. National Council for Adoption. 225 North Washington Street. Alexandria, Virginia 22314-2561. 703-299-6633. ncfa@adoptioncouncil.org. adoptioncouncil.org. facebook.com/adoptioncouncil. Twitter. twitter.com/adoptioncouncil. National Council of Juvenile and Family Court Judges. POB 8970. Reno, Nevada 89507. 775-784-6012. Staff at ncjfcj.org. ncjfcj.org. Twitter. twitter.com/ncjfcj. YouTube. youtube.com/user/ncjfcj/feed. thegreenbook.info for more information about this initiative. National Court Appointed Special Advocate Association. 100 West Harrison Street. North Tower, Suite 500. Seattle, Washington 98119. 206-774-7250. 800-628-3233. CIASofferchildren.org. facebook.com/CIASofferchildren. Twitter. twitter.com/National CASA. YouTube. youtube.com/CIASofferchildren. National Criminal Justice Reference Service. POB 6000. 1600 Research Boulevard. Rockville, Maryland 20849-6000. 800-851-3420. 301-240-7760. Fax, 301-240-5830. TTY, 301-240-6310. Ask ncjrs@ncjrs.org. ncjrs.gov. National Guardianship Association, Inc. 174 Crestview Drive. Bellefonte, Pennsylvania 16823. 877-326-5992. Fax, 814-355-2452. info@guardianship.org. guardianship.org/index.htm. National Institute of Justice. 810 7th Street Northwest. Washington, District of Columbia 20531. 202-307-2942. ojp.usdoj.gov/nij. facebook.com/ojpnij. Twitter. twitter.com/ojpnij. YouTube. youtube.com/channel/uchem5nko68jcot10puv2g5w ? Feature =MHEE National Law Center for Children and Families. 225 North Fairfax Drive, Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 703-548-5522. Fax 703-548-5544. info@nationallawcenter.org. nationallawcenter.org. National Legal Aid and Defender Association. 1140 Connecticut Avenue Northwest, Suite 900. Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-452-0620. Fax 202-872-1031. info@nlada.org. nlada.org. National Quality Improvement Center on the Representation of Children in the Child Welfare System. University of Michigan Law School. 701 South State Street, Ann Arbor, Michigan 48109-1215. 734-763-5000. Fax 734-647-4042. qic-childrep@umich.edu. improvechildrep.org. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Information and Customer Service Division, MS 2260. 111 Massachusetts Avenue Northwest, Washington, District of Columbia 20529-2260. 800-375-5283. 877-247-4645. TDD 800-767-1833. uscis.gov/portal/site/uscis. facebook.com/uscis. Twitter. twitter.com/uscis. YouTube. youtube.com/uscis. Vera Institute of Justice. 1100 First St. Northeast, Suite 950. Washington, District of Columbia 20002. 202-465-8900. 213-223-2442. 504-593-0937. 212-334-1300. vera.org. facebook.com/Vera Institute. Twitter. twitter.com/Vera Institute. YouTube. youtube.com/user/Vera INST. Women's Refugee Commission. 122 East 42nd Street, New York, New York 10168 to 128. 202-822-0166. 212-551-3115. Fax 202-822-0089. Fax 212-551-3180. info@wrcommission.org. womensrefugeecommission.org. facebook.com/wrcommission. Twitter. twitter.com/wrcommission. YouTube. youtube.com/wrcommission. Young Center for Immigrant Children's Rights, the University of Chicago. 6020 South University Avenue, Chicago, Illinois 60637. 773-702-9560. info@theyoungcenter.org. theyoungcenter.org/index.html. facebook.com/theyoungcenter. Twitter. twitter.com/theyoungcenter. Youth Law Center. 200 Pine Street, Suite 300. San Francisco, California 94104. 415-543-3379. Fax 415-956-9022. info@ylc.org. ylc.org. Find funding money for child abuse, neglect, and welfare programs practice. Annie E. Casey Foundation. 701 St. Paul Street, Baltimore, Maryland 21202. 410-547-6600. Fax, 410-547-6624. aecf.org. facebook.com/ANEEKCFNDN?ref=ts. Twitter. twitter.com/AECF-news. YouTube. youtube.com/user/ANEEKC-found. Child Welfare Information Gateway. Children's Bureau/ACYF. 330 C Street, SW. Washington, District of Columbia 20201. 800-394-3366. info@childwelfare.gov. childwelfare.gov. facebook.com/childwelfare. Children's Bureau. 330 C Street, SW. 3rd floor. Washington, District of Columbia 20201. acf.hhs.gov/programs/cb. facebook.com/The Children's Bureau. YouTube. youtube.com/playlist?list $PL3517FB9F443D65D& feature $PLCP. David and Lucille Packard Foundation Children, Families, and Communities Program. The Future of Children. The David and Lucille Packard Foundation. 300 2nd Street Suite 200. Los Altos, California 94022. 650-948-7658. Fax, 650-941-2273. Packard.org. YouTube. youtube.com/user/The Packard Foundation. Foster Care to Success. 21351 Gentry Drive. Unit 130. Sterling, Virginia 20166. 571-203-0270. Fax, 571-203-0273. fc2success.org. facebook.com/fostercare2success. Twitter. twitter.com/fc2success. YouTube. youtube.com/fc2success. Freddie Mac Foundation. 8250 Jones Branch Drive. Mail Stop A40. McLean, Virginia 22102. 703-918-8888. Fax, 703-918-8895. FreddieMac_Foundation@FreddieMac.com. FreddieMac.com. Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. 810 7th STNW. Washington, District of Columbia 20531. 202-307-5911. Fax, 202-307-2093. AskJJ@ncjrs.org. ojjdp.gov. Pew Charitable Trusts. 901 E Street, NW. Washington, District of Columbia 20004-2008. 215-575-9050. 202-552-2000. Fax, 215-575-4939. Fax, 202-552-2299. info@pewtrusts.org. pewtrusts.org/en. youtube.com/PEW. Twitter. twitter.com. YouTube. youtube.com/PEW. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. 1 Choke Cherry Road. Rockville, Maryland 20857. 877-726-4727. TDD, 800-487-4889. info@samhsa.gov. samhsa.gov. facebook.com/samhsa. Twitter. twitter.com/samhsagov. YouTube. youtube.com/samhsa. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Administration for Children and Families. 370 L'Enfant Promenade, SW. Washington District of Columbia 20447. 202-619-0257. 877-696-6675. acf.hhs.gov. Twitter. twitter.com/acfhhs. YouTube. youtube.com/usgovacf. hhs.gov. Child Immigration Welfare Organizations. ABBA Center on Children and the Law. 1050 Connecticut Avenue Northwest. Suite 400. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-662-1720. Fax, 202-662-1755. americanbar.org/groups/child_law.html. facebook.com/American Bar Association. Twitter. twitter.com/abbasq. American Immigration Council. 1331 G Street, NW. Suite 200. Washington District of Columbia 20005-3141. 202-507-7500. Fax, 202-742-5619. AmericanImmigrationCouncil.org. facebook.com/American Immigration Council. Twitter. twitter.com/$%21/IMM Council. YouTube. youtube.com/user/Immigration Council. Bridging Refugee Youth and Children's Services. United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCIB. 3211 4th Street Northeast. Washington District of Columbia 20017. 888-572-6500. info@bryces.org. bryces.org. facebook.com/pages/bridging-refugee-youth-services-bryces-141339939221088. Twitter. twitter.com/brycesinfo. Center for Advanced Studies in Child Welfare. University of Minnesota School of Social Work. 205 Peters Hall, 1404 Gortner Avenue. St. Paul, Minnesota 55108. 612-624-4231. cawcw@umn.edu. cawcw.umn.edu. Chapin Hall Center for Children. 1313 East 60th Street. Chicago, Illinois 60637. 773-753-5900. Fax, 773-753-5940. Webmaster@chapinhall.org. chapinhall.org. First Focus. 1110 Vermont Avenue, NW. Suite 900. Washington, District of Columbia 2005. 202-657-0670. Fax, 202-657-0671. firstfocus.net. facebook.com/firstfocus.children. Immigrant Legal Resource Center. 1663 Mission Street. Suite 602. San Francisco, California 94103. 415-255-9499. Fax, 415-255-9792. ilrc.org. facebook.com/Immigrant Legal Resource Center. Twitter. twitter.com/ILRC_SF. Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Services. Headquarters. 700 Light Street. Baltimore, Maryland 21230. 410-230-2700. Fax, 410-230-2890. communications@lirs.org. lirs.org. facebook.com/liarsorg. twitter.com/@liarsorg. YouTube. youtube.com/Lutheran Immigration. Migration and Refugee Services. United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. 3211 4th Street NE. Washington District of Columbia 20017. 202-541-3352. mrs@usccb.org. old.usccb.org/mrs. National Center for Refugee and Immigrant Children. U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, USCRI. 2231 Crystal Drive Suite 350. Arlington, Virginia 22202-3711. 703-310-1130. Fax, 703-769-4241. refugees.org/explore-the-issues/r-work-with-unaccompanied-migrating-children. facebook.com/USCRI?ref=sign-MF. twitter.com/USCRIDC. National Center on Immigration Integration Policy. Migration Policy Institute. 1400 16th Street Northwest Suite 300. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-266-1940. Fax, 202-266-1900. migrationinformation.org/integration. National Council for Adoption. 225 North Washington Street. Alexandria, Virginia 22314-2561. 703-299-6633. ncfa@adoptioncouncil.org. adoptioncouncil.org. facebook.com/adoptioncouncil. twitter.com/adoptioncouncil. National Immigrant Justice Center. 208 South LaSalle Street. Suite 1818. Chicago, Illinois 60604. NIJC@heartlandalliance.org. immigrantjustice.org. facebook.com/immigrantjustice. twitter.com/NIJC. YouTube. youtube.com/immigrantjustice. National Resource Center for In-Home Services. University of Iowa School of Social Work. 100 MTP4, Room 162. Iowa City, Iowa 52242-500. 319-335-4932. Lisa-Donno@uiowa.edu. uiowa.edu/nrcihs. Office of Refugee Resettlement. Administration for Children and Families, ACF. 901 D Street, SW, or/8th floor. Washington District of Columbia 20447. acf.hhs.gov/programs/ORR. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Information and Customer Service Division MS 2260. 111 Massachusetts Avenue Northwest. Washington District of Columbia 20529-2260. 800-375-5283. 877-247-4645. TDD, 800-767-1833. uscis.gov/portal/site/uscis. facebook.com/uscis. twitter.com/uscis. YouTube. youtube.com/uscis. U.S. Department of State. 2201 C Street, NW. SA 17, 9th floor. Washington District of Columbia 20522-1709. 888-407-4747. adoption@state.gov. travel.state.gov/content/travel/en/intercountry-adoption/adoption-process.html. Urban Institute. 2100 M Street NW. Washington District of Columbia 20037. 202-833-7200. 202-261-5709. 877-847-7877. paffairs@ui.urban.org. urban.org. facebook.com/urbaninstitute. twitter.com/urbaninstitute. Vera Institute of Justice. 1100 First St. Northeast. Suite 950. Washington District of Columbia 20002. 202-465-8900. 213-223-2442. 504-593-0937. 212-334-1300. vera.org. facebook.com/Vera Institute. twitter.com/Vera Institute. YouTube. youtube.com/user/Vera INST. Women's Refugee Commission. 122 East 42nd Street. New York, New York 10168 to 128. 202-822-0166. 212-551-3115. Fax, 202-822-0089. Fax, 212-551-3180. info@wrcommission.org. womensrefugeecommission.org. facebook.com/wrcommission. twitter.com/wrcommission. YouTube. youtube.com/wrcommission. Young Center for Immigrant Children's Rights, the University of Chicago. 6020 South University Avenue. Chicago, Illinois 60637. 773-702-9560. info@theyoungcenter.org. theyoungcenter.org/index.html. facebook.com/theyoungcenter. twitter.com/theyoungcenter. Guardianship, Family, and Relative Care Organizations. AARP Grandparent Information Center. 601 E Street NW. Washington District of Columbia 20049. 202-434-2277. 888-687-2277. Fax, 202-434-6474. gic@aarp.org. giclocalsupport.org/pages/gic_db_home.cfm. facebook.com/aarp. twitter.com/aarp. Association of Administrators of the Interstate Compact for the Placement of Children. American Public Human Services Association. 1133 19th Street NW, Suite 400. Suite 500. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-682-0100. Fax, 202-289-6555. aphsa.org/content/aaicpc/en/home.html. Brookdale Foundation Group, the 400 Kelby Street. FT. Lee, New Jersey 07024. 201-346-1244. Fax, 201-346-1247. brookdalefoundation.org. Casey Family Programs. 1123 23rd Avenue. Seattle, Washington 98122-4821. 800-496-2230. casey.org. twitter.com/caseyprograms. Center for Child and Family Programs. Institute for the Study of Children, Families, and Communities/CCFP. 203 Boone Hall, Ypsilanti, Michigan 48197. 734-487-0372. Fax, 734-487-0284. iscfc@mh.edu. iscfc.mh.edu/center%20 for %20 child %20 and %20 family %20 programs/center %20 for %20 child %20 and %20 family %20 programs.htm. Child Welfare Information Gateway, Children's Bureau/ACYF, 330 C Street, SW, Washington, District of Columbia 20201. 800-394-3366. info@childwelfare.gov. childwelfare.gov. facebook.com/childwelfare. Child Welfare League of America. Headquarters, 1726 M St. N.W., Suite 500. 3rd floor, Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-688-4200. Fax, 202-833-1689. cwlaw@cwlaw.org. cwlaw.org. facebook.com/cwlawupdates. twitter.com/cwlawupdates. Children's Defense Fund. National Headquarters, 25 E Street, NW, Washington, District of Columbia 20001. 202-628-8787. cdfinfo@childrensdefense.org. childrensdefense.org. facebook.com/Children's Defense Fund. twitter.com/Child Defender. YouTube. youtube.com/Children's Defense. Cooperative State Research, Education, and Extension Service. National Institute of Food and Agriculture, NIFA. 1400 Independence Avenue, SW, Stop 2201. Washington, District of Columbia 20250-2201. 202-720-4423. 800-333-4636. csres.usda.gov. Generations United. 1333 H Street, NW. Suite 500W. Suite 820. Washington, District of Columbia 20005. 202-289-3979. Fax, 202-289-3952. gu@gu.org. gu.org. facebook.com/Generations United. twitter.com/Gens United. YouTube. youtube.com/user/Generations United. grandfamilies.org. District of Columbia. grandfamilies.org. Grandparent Resource Site. Western Michigan University. 3210 Sangren Hall, Kalamazoo, Michigan 49008-5200. Fax, 269-387-0606. mrainey47@sbcglobal.net. wmh.edu/grs. Grandparents' Rights Organization. 100 West Long Lake Road, Suite 250. Bloomfield Hills, Michigan 48304. 248-646-7177. Fax, 248-646-9722. rsvlaw@aol.com. grandparentsrights.org. Grand's Place, Grandparents and Special Others Raising Children. 154 Cottage Road, Enfield, Connecticut 06082. 860-763-5789. Fax, 860-763-1568. Kathy@grandsplace.org. facebook.com/pages/grandparents-parents/35397926468 National Council on Aging. 1901 L Street, NW. 4th floor. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-479-1200. NCOA.org. Facebook.com/ncoaging. Twitter.com/ncoaging. YouTube. YouTube.com/ncoaging. National Kinship Alliance for Children. epub 1560. Troy, New York 12181. info@grandparentsforchildren.org. kinshipalliance.org. facebook.com/kinshipalliance. twitter.com/ncgcr. University of Illinois at Chicago. M/C309. 1040 West Harrison Street, Chicago, Illinois 60607. 312-996-7096. Fax, 312-996-2770. uic.edu/jadams/college. facebook.com/janeadamscollege?ref=ts. Information on the Master of Social Work, MSW, program, see uic.edu/jadams/college/program/academic_msw.html. Extension Initiative. 6AG Communication Building. epub 830918. Lincoln, Nebraska 68583-0918. 402-472-2821. Fax, 402-472-0025. dan.cotton@extension.org. extension.org/family+caregiving. facebook.com/extension initiative. twitter.com/extension4u. National Child Welfare Training Organizations for people who work with children. Action for Child Protection. National Headquarters. 2101 Sardis Road North, Suite 204. Charlotte, North Carolina 28227. 704-845-2121. Fax, 704-845-8577. k@actionchildprotection.org. actionchildprotection.org. Bridging Refugee Youth and Children's Services. United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCB. 3211 4th Street Northeast, Washington District of Columbia 20017. 888-572-6500. info@bryces.org. bryces.org. facebook.com/pages/bridging-refugee-youth-services-bryces-141339939221088. twitter.com/brycesinfo. Child Welfare Institute. 111 East Wacker Drive, Suite 325. Chicago, Illinois 60601. 312-949-5640. Fax, 312-922-6736. gocwi.org. gocwi.org/services.hdm. National Association of Social Workers. 750 1st Street Northeast, Suite 700. Washington District of Columbia 20002-4241. 202-408-8600. socialworkers.org. facebook.com/socialworkers. twitter.com/NASW. YouTube. youtube.com/user/socialworkers. National Child Welfare Resource Center for Organizational Improvement. Muskie School of Public Service/University of Southern Maine. epub 9300, 34 Bedford Street. 400 Congress Street. Portland, Maine 04104. 207-780-5810. 800, Help Kit. Fax, 207-780-5817. helpkids@usm.maine.edu. muskie.usm.maine.edu/helpkids. twitter.com/nrcoi. National Child Welfare Workforce Institute. School of Social Work, The University at Albany SUNY. 135 Western Avenue 301 Richardson Hall. Albany, New York 12222. 410-706-3740. N. Dickinson at ssw.umaryland.edu. ncwwi.org. ncwwi.org/index.php/teams-services. National Indian Child Welfare Association. 5100 Southwest Macadam Avenue. Suite 300. Portland, Oregon 97239. 503-222-4044. info@nicwa.org. nicwa.org. facebook.com/nativechildren?feed=story_feed&feed_11111460117 twitter.com/nativechildren. nicwa.org/certification. National Staff Development and Training Association. 810 First Street NE. Suite 500. Washington, District of Columbia 20002-4267. 202-682-0100. Fax, 202-682-2328. aphsa.org/content/nsdta/en/home.html. North American Resource Center for Child Welfare. 1706 East Broad Street. Gwynn House. Columbus, Ohio 43203. 614-252-0725. 614-251-6000. Fax, 614-251-6005. narcw@ihs-traineet.com. ihs-trainet.com. Triashman Center for Consultation and Training. District of Columbia. 617-770-2877. wtc@cwlaw.org. walkercares.org/walker-partnerships/walker-institute-research-training/trishman.asp. Welfare Reform Academy. American Enterprise Institute. 1150 17th Street NW, Suite 1000. Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-862-7160. welfareacademy.org. Chapter 3. childwelfare.gov/organizations 3. Advocacy Child Abuse and Neglect Organizations. Arch National Respite Network and Resource Center. 4016 Oxford Street. Annandale, Virginia 22003. 703-256-9578. archrespite.org. Alliance for Strong Families and Communities. 11700 West Lake Park Drive. Milwaukee, Wisconsin 53224-3099. 414-359-1040. Fax, 414-359-1074. info@alliance1.org. alliance1.org. facebook.com/pg/alliance for strong families and communities/about/?ref=page_internal. twitter.com/alliance news. YouTube. youtube.com/alliance news. American Professional Society on the Abuse of Children. 1706 East Broad Street. Columbus, Ohio 43203. 614-827-1321. 402-7722. Fax, 614-251-6005. apsic@apsic.org. apsic.org. Training Specific, APSIC's Advanced Training Institutes. apsic.org/mc/page.do?site pagid =54086 org ID =APSIC. American Psychological Association's Society for Child and Family Policy and Practice. Division 37 Administrative Office. 750 1st Street Northeast, Washington, District of Columbia 20002-4242. 202-336-5500. 800-274-2721. apa-divisions.org/division-37/index.aspx. facebook.com/apa-division37. American Public Human Services Association. 1133 19th Street NW. Suite 400. Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-682-0100. Fax, 202-289-6555. aphsa.org/content/aphsa/en/news.html. aphsa.org/content/aphsa/en/the-association/r-leadership-and-staff.html provides training information on leadership and practice development of human services professionals. The National Staff Development and Training Association, NSTA, an affiliate of APSA. nsdta.aphsa.org. Association of Administrators of the Interstate Compact for the Placement of Children. American Public Human Services Association. 1133 19th Street NW, Suite 400. Suite 500. Washington, District of Columbia 20036. 202-682-0100. Fax, 202-289-6555. aphsa.org/content/aaicpc/en/home.html. Black Administrators in Child Welfare, Inc. 440 1st Street Northwest, 3rd floor. Washington, District of Columbia 20001-2085. 202-662-4284. Fax, 202-638-4004. bacw@cwlaw.org. blackadministrators.org. Bridging Refugee Youth and Children's Services. United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCB. 3211 4th Street Northeast, Washington, District of Columbia 20017. 888-572-6500. info@bryces.org. bryces.org. facebook.com/pages/bridging-refugee-youth-services-141339939221088. twitter.com/brycesinfo. Center for Child and Family Programs. Institute for the Study of Children, Families, and Communities/CCFP. 203 Boone Hall, Ypsilanti, Michigan 48197. 734-487-0372. Fax, 734-487-0284. iscfc@mh.edu. iscfc.mh.edu/center%20 for %20 child %20 and %20 family %20 programs/center %20 for %20 child %20 and %20 family %20 programs.htm. Center for Family Policy and Practice. 23 North Pinckney Street, Suite 210. Madison, Wisconsin 53703. 608-257-3148. Fax, 608-257-4686. cffpp.org. Center for Law and Social Policy. 1015 15th Street NW. Suite 400. Washington District of Columbia 20005. 202-906-8000. Fax, 202-842-2885. clasp.org. YouTube. youtube.com/user/clasp.org. Center for the Study of Social Policy. 1575 I Street Northwest. Suite 500. Washington District of Columbia 20005. 202-371-1565. Fax, 202-371-1472. cssb.org. facebook.com/pages/center-for-the-study-of-social-policy/119688008090715. twitter.com/ctr-social-policy. The Strengthening Families National Network. strengtheningfamilies.net. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. 1600 Clifton Road, Atlanta, Georgia 30333. 404-639-3311. 404-639-3534. 800 CDC INFO. 800-273 Talk. 8255. TTY 888-232-6348. cdcinfo@cdc.gov. cdc.gov. facebook.com/cdc. twitter.com/cdcgov. YouTube. youtube.com/user/cdc streaming health. Chapin Hall Center for Children. 1313 East 60th Street, Chicago, Illinois 60637. 773-753-5900. Fax, 773-753-5940. Webmaster@chapinhall.org. chapinhall.org. Childwelfare League of America. Headquarters. 1726 M St. N.W., Suite 500. 3rd floor. Washington District of Columbia 20036. 202-688-4200. Fax, 202-833-1689. cwlaw@cwlaw.org. cwlaw.org. facebook.com/cwlawupdates. twitter.com/cwlawupdates. Child Help Registered Trademark. 15757 North 78th Street, Scottsdale, Arizona 85260. 480-922-8212. 800-4AC Hild. TDD, 800-2AC Hild. Fax, 480-922-7061. childhelp.org. facebook.com/childhelp. twitter.com/childhelp. YouTube. youtube.com/childhelponline. Children's Defense Fund. National Headquarters. 25 E Street NW. Washington District of Columbia 20001. 202-628-8787. cdfinfo@childrensdefense.org. childrensdefense.org. facebook.com/Children's Defense Fund. twitter.com/Child Defender. YouTube. youtube.com/Children's Defense. Children's Healthcare is a Legal Duty, Inc. POG 2604. Sioux City, Iowa 51106. 712-948-3500. Fax, 712-948-3704. childinc@anytins.net. childrenshealthcare.org. Committee for Hispanic Children and Families. 110 William Street, 18th floor. New York, New York 10038. 212-206-1090. Fax, 212-206-8093. chcfinc@chcfinc.org. chcfinc.org. David and Lucille Packard Foundation Children, Families, and Communities Program. The Future of Children. The David and Lucille Packard Foundation. 300 2nd Street Suite 200. Los Altos, California 94022. 650-948-7658. Fax, 650-941-2273. Packard.org. YouTube. youtube.com/user/The Packard Foundation. Every Child Matters Education Fund. 1023 15th Street Northwest. Suite 401. Washington, District of Columbia 20005. 202-223-8177. Fax, 202-223-8499. info@everychildmatters.org. everychildmatters.org. facebook.com/everychildmatters $ref=SGM. twitter.com/votingforkids. Fight crime, invest in kids. 1212 New York Avenue NW. Suite 300. Washington, District of Columbia 20005. 202-776-0027. fightcrime.org. Institute for the Study of Children, Families, and Communities. 203 Boone Hall. Ypsilanti, Michigan 48197. 734-487-0372. Fax, 734-487-0284. iscfc@mh.edu. iscfc.mh.edu. International Social Services, American Branch. 700 Light Street. Baltimore, Maryland 21230. 410-230-2734. Fax, 410-230-2741. iss-usa.org. International Society for Prevention of Child Abuse and Neglect. 13123 East 16th Avenue. B390. Aurora, Colorado 80045-7106. 303-864-5220. Fax, 303-864-5222. isbcan@isbcan.org. isbcan.org. facebook.com/isbcan. twitter.com/isbcan. National Association of Counsel for Children. 1825 Marion Street. Suite 242. Denver, Colorado 80218. 303-864-5320. 888-828 NACC. Fax, 303-864-5351. advocate@naccchildlaw.org. naccchildlaw.org. facebook.com/pages/national-association-for-council-for-children/20496011286836. National Black Child Development Institute. 1101 15th Street Northwest. Suite 900. Washington, District of Columbia 20005. 202-833-2220. 800-556-2234. Fax, 202-833-8222. maureenfo@nbcdid.org. nbcdid.org. National Center for Education in Maternal and Child Health. Georgetown University. 2115 Wisconsin Avenue. Suite 601. Washington, District of Columbia 20007-2292. 202-784-9770. Fax, 202-784-9777. ncmch.org. facebook.com/pages/the-maternal-health-and-library-at-georgetown-university/1058220020009. twitter.com/mch_library. National Center for Mental Health and Juvenile Justice. Policy Research Associates. 345 Delaware Avenue, Del Mar, New York 12054. 1-866-9 NCMHJJ. NCMHJJ at prainc.com. ncmhjj.com. National Center for Youth Law. 405 14th Street, 15th floor, Oakland, California 94612-2701. Fax 501-835-8099. TTY 510-835-8098. info@youthlaw.org. youthlaw.org. National Child Abuse Coalition. 1000 Vermont Avenue Northwest, Suite 700, Washington, District of Columbia 20005. National Children's Advocacy Center. Administrative Offices. 210 Pratt Avenue, Huntsville, Alabama 35801. 256-5437. Fax 256-534-6883. Webmaster@nationalcac.org. nationalcac.org. nationalcac.org/training-opportunities. National Coalition for Child Protection Reform. 53 Sky Hill Road, Suite 202, Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 703-212-2006. info@nccpr.org. nccpr.org. National Conference of State Legislatures. 7700 East 1st Place, Denver, Colorado 80230. 303-364-7700. 202-624-5400. Fax 303-364-7800. Fax 202-737-1069. info@ncsl.org. ncsl.org. facebook.com/ncslorg. twitter.com/ncslorg. National Council of Jewish Women. NCJW National Office. 53 West 23rd Street, 6th floor, New York, New York 10010-4204. 212-645-4048. Fax 212-645-7466. action@ncjw.org. ncjw.org. National Court Appointed Special Advocate Association. 100 West Harrison Street, North Tower, Suite 500, Seattle, Washington 98119. 206-774-7250. 800-628-3233. siasofferchildren.org. facebook.com/siasofferchildren. twitter.com/nationalcasa. YouTube. youtube.com/siasofferchildren. Court-appointed special advocates, CASA, for children. National Network for Youth. 1319 F Street, NW. 4th floor, Washington, District of Columbia 20004-1106. 202-783-7949. Fax 202-783-7955. info@nnforyouth.org. nnforyouth.org. Prevent Child Abuse America. 500 North Michigan Avenue, Suite 200, Chicago, Illinois 60611. 312-663-3520. Fax 312-939-8962. Mailbox at preventchildabuse.org. preventchildabuse.org. facebook.com/pages/prevent-child-abuse-america/14893558501. twitter.com/pca-america. YouTube. youtube.com/pca-america. preventchildabuse.org/resources. Safer Society Foundation, Inc. epub 340. Brandon, Vermont 05733-0340. 802-247-3132. Fax 802-247-4233. ssfi@sover.net. safersociety.org. Sidran Institute. 200 East Joppa Road, Suite 207. Towson, Maryland 21286. 410-825-8888. Fax 410-337-0747. sidran@sidran.org. sidran.org. Traumatic Stress Education and Advocacy. Urban Institute. 2100 M Street, NW. Washington, District of Columbia 20037. 202-833-7200. 202-261-5709. 877-847-7877. paffairs@ui.urban.org. urban.org. facebook.com/urbaninstitute. twitter.com/urbaninstitute. Federal Government Information on Children and Families. Child Welfare Information Gateway. Children's Bureau/ACYF. 330 C Street, SW. Washington, District of Columbia 20201. 800-394-3366. info@childwelfare.gov. childwelfare.gov. facebook.com/childwelfare. National Clearinghouse on Families and Youth. epub 13505. Silver Spring, Maryland 20911-3505. 301-608-8098. Fax 301-608-8721. info@ncfy.com. ncfy.com. National Criminal Justice Reference Service. epub 6000. 1600 Research Boulevard, Rockville, Maryland 20849-6000. 800-851-3420. 301-240-7760. Fax 301-240-5830. TTY 301-240-6310. Ask ncjrs@ncjrs.org. ncjrs.gov. National Human Trafficking Hotline. epub 65323. Washington, District of Columbia 20035. 202-745-1001. 888-373-7888. Fax 202-745-1119. help@humantraffickinghotline.org. humantraffickinghotline.org. YouTube. youtube.com/user/PolarisProject1. National Responsible Fatherhood Clearinghouse, NRFC. 9300 Lee Highway, Fairfax, Virginia 22031. 703-225-2320. 877-432-3411. info@fatherhood.gov. fatherhood.gov. facebook.com/fatherhoodgov. twitter.com/fatherhoodgov. Office of the Assistant Secretary for Planning and Evaluation. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. 200 Independence Avenue Southwest, Washington, District of Columbia 20201. 202-619-0000. 0257 877 696 6775 aspi.hhs.gov